Welcome to another special and somewhat personal episode of Pocket Watch Time. This beautiful pocket watch was almost lost to the centuries. This pocket watch was owned by a true American hero, and I'm so happy that the watch found its way back to me. This is my grandfather's pocket watch. Welcome to another episode of Pocket Watch Time. My name is Patrick W. Today, we're looking at my grandfather's pocket watch. My grandfather was born in 1899 and lived for 96 years. His heroic story starts when he was 16 years of age, when he lied to the American government and told him he was old enough to serve in World War I. And off to war my grandfather went. Returning home, my grandfather got his engineering degree and was an engineer for many car manufacturers, including the Packard Motor Car Company. In 1941, my grandfather went to war again. Before leaving for war, the Packard Motor Company gave my grandfather a pocket watch, celebrating 10 years of service at the company. Intentional or not, I don't really know, but my grandfather actually worked on Packard engines in the war. It turns out Packard made engines for Rolls-Royce, and the engines that my grandfather worked on were the Rolls-Royce Merlin engines, which powered the P-51 Mustang. Thanks to decades of working on engines, both in wartime and as a civilian, my grandfather was so hard of hearing. I remember him wearing hearing aids, but I don't think they really worked much at all. My three fondest memories of my grandfather: I remember him teaching me how to ride a bicycle, I remember him throwing the ball in the backyard, and I remember my grandmother always yelling my grandfather's name because he couldn't hear her when he was called. It turns out this pocket watch was almost lost to history. When my grandfather died, my grandmother, my father, and my aunt had no idea what happened to this pocket watch. It wasn't until 2 years ago, after a very tragic year, I lost both my father and then my mother. While handling some of their affairs and going through some boxes that hadn't been touched in decades, I was very pleasantly surprised to find my grandfather's pocket watch. People always ask me, what got you into pocket watches? Was this the first pocket watch that I ever owned? No, it wasn't. Was it the first pocket watch that I ever saw? Yes, it was. Did that help me grow an interest into pocket watches? I'm not sure. But I definitely remember seeing my grandfather's pocket watch, and I definitely remember thinking it was pretty cool. This beautiful watch is a Hamilton 917. This is a 10 size, 17 jewel pocket watch in a solid 14 karat gold case. As you can see, this is a commemorative model with the Packard emblem on the dial. You can also see this is inscribed on the back with my grandfather's name and celebrating 10 years of service. When I found the pocket watch, it was in bad shape. It was at the bottom of a box, the watch wasn't working, you couldn't set the time or wind the hands because somehow the stem was disconnected from the watch. Thankfully, all the pieces were there. I took the watch to my watchmaker, and now the watch is running perfectly. I'm honored to have this watch in my collection. This watch gives me great memories of my grandfather and even reminds me of my parents. It's a wonderful family keepsake and heirloom. I will always enjoy this watch and the memories that it brings. I'll keep it safe. I'll make sure it's running in service properly until it passes to the next generation. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to Pocket Watch Time. I have lots of reviews, both on watches and on pocket watches. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them below. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.